In this podcast, I'm sharing 8 benefits and reasons why, as a trader, you have to start backtesting and why it's such an important and great skill to learn as a trader. The first and maybe the most important reason is that it gives you an idea about the length and the duration of losing and winning streaks. And recently, one of my mentees shared his backtesting results with us during a class, and the strategy that he was backtesting showed 13 losing trades in a row. However, the overall strategy was profitable over the long term. So what do you make of those losing streaks? And in my experience, finding such a losing streak during a backtest, if the strategy turns out to be profitable over the long term, is worth gold, because when you take the strategy live after the backtest and you're going to hit such a losing streak, and even if it's just 6, 7, 8 losses in a row, most traders are going to lose their cool if they haven't done the backtesting and if they haven't seen that this is normal, and if you push through the losing streak, the strategy eventually will likely be profitable once again, and you're going to end up making money. So having done the backtesting and having found something like that is really, really important, and it helps you with your mental game a lot. And it really helps you protect your mental capital. You are probably not as likely to screw up during a losing streak or give up or change to a new strategy. And if you do the backtesting and you find such a losing streak, don't give up, don't be discouraged. Keep backtesting and see if the strategy turns around and becomes profitable once again. And then when you look at the whole backtesting period, is it just a blip? Does it happen all the time? Or is the strategy not profitable? Then you can discard it. But just because you hit a losing streak in your backtest, don't give up yet, because maybe the strategy is overall long-term profitable, and losing streaks will always happen anyway. Second benefit and reason of why you have to start backtesting is that it gives you a rough estimate of the win rate, and you can play around with strategy parameters to see how does it influence the win rate. And although the backtesting results will always be better than when you then take the strategy live and trade it in the real markets, the backtest will give you a rough idea of what to expect. And there are 2 benefits to that. First of all, you're going to have at least some expectations that you can then refer back to when you do the live trading, and you can compare it. Is the live trading performance at least similar to the backtest? That's already very good for your mental game again, because many traders, if they don't have the backtest, they don't know what to expect, and then they feel a lot of uncertainty and they are trading in the unknown. But having done the backtest is really important. Also, if you're doing the backtest, you can play around with different target approaches, maybe a different reward to risk ratio, maybe a different stop loss approach. And then you can immediately see how does it impact the win rate, and you can play around with all of the different parameters and then see how is the performance impacted, which is a very good shortcut and also a good learning experience once you understand what happens in your performance if you tweak or change parameters in your strategy. The third benefit is that you get an idea of how many trades can you expect in a day or in a week or in a month. And knowing that and knowing what to expect can be important, because it helps you reduce the impatience and the FOMO that many traders are often struggling with. Because once you know how many trades you can expect in a day, in a week, in a month, then you can stop chasing trades that are not perfect, that are not ready, because you may fear that there's not a good trade coming around and you want to scratch that itch of getting into a trade. But knowing that there will be plenty of good trades, and knowing that even if there's a period where there's not much going on, there will be a time when you have a lot of trades again, so that can help you reduce impatience significantly. The next point, number 4, ties in with that, and backtesting will help you understand how long is the space between the trades, how long do you have to wait for a trade. And I've seen many traders get very nervous when there's nothing to trade for a day, for 2 days. If you're a swing trader, maybe even a week or 2 weeks. But a backtest will usually show you that those inactive periods are nothing unusual. And once you have confirmed that this is the case with your backtest, you can remain patient when the market is not providing any signals at the moment, whereas other traders who have not done the backtest, who don't know that it is quite normal that there are periods where nothing happens, and then you just have to sit through that, because the strategy is going to turn profitable afterwards and the good trades will come back. Many traders will jump into trades that they should not be in just to scratch the itch of needing to trade. Benefit number 5, backtesting will help you understand strategy volatility. And knowing the win rate and the likelihood of losing streaks is very important for your risk management. Many traders size their positions not appropriately and usually take trades that are way too big for their account size. But once you have done the backtest, you can play around with different position sizing ideas and options, and you can compare the size of drawdowns and how they will impact your account growth. And you can play around with what happens if you take 1%, 2%, 3%, 4% per trade, and then you can see how it is happening with your account development. And if we come back to the first example with the 13 losing trades in a row, would it make sense to have a position size with a 4% per trade approach here? Obviously not, because 4% per trade over 13 trades, you're going to have a drawdown of around 50%. And we all know if your account is down 50%, the recovery rate is 100%. So coming out of such a losing streak with a high position size is very hard. It's also going to wreck your mental and emotional capital. And having done the backtest and having seen the numbers, you're probably more likely to stick to a more moderate position sizing approach, which is going to help you reduce the risk significantly. Benefit number 6 of backtesting is that it helps you with your pattern recognition, and backtesting can really speed up your pattern recognition. In just a few hours, when you do the backtesting, you can probably see dozens of charts, and you can go through months and months of historical price charts, which usually would take you, well, months and months if you do it in the live markets without the possibilities to speed it up. So in a short amount of time, you will be exposed to just many different situations, and you can practice your pattern recognition. And this is obviously very helpful, and I would always recommend, if you do the backtesting, save screenshots from all the trades, and then you can build a very nice library over time, and then every week, every month, you can flip through them to remember what the trades looked like, and that is also going to help you with your pattern recognition. Benefit number 5 is that you are going to deepen your knowledge about technical analysis quite a bit, because when you do the backtest, you are probably likely going to backtest different strategies, and those different strategies use different concepts, different indicators, different price action patterns, different time frames, and so many different things that in order for you to backtest them, you have to gain at least a little bit of an understanding, obviously, of what they do and how to use them. So backtesting will force you to explore new tools and new ways of looking at the charts. And this is very valuable, because even if a strategy that you're backtesting is not going to turn out profitable and you're not going to go forward, you are probably still going to learn something during the backtest about a new tool that you can then add to another backtesting strategy. And that is going to help you really gain a much deeper understanding of how to analyze the charts, what are the options even to analyzing charts differently. And that's, in my experience, very valuable. And the last tip is data analysis. And backtesting really forces you to get a better understanding of data analysis, because once you have done the backtesting and you have your results, you have to make sense of the results a little bit, obviously, so that you can understand, is this a good trading strategy or is it a bad one? And this goes way deeper than just looking at the final result. Is there a positive or a negative figure in the performance coming out after your backtesting? So what are the key metrics that we then have to understand and learn? It's our multiples, risk multiples, win rate. The win rate over time is very important. We have to look at the fluctuations, drawdowns, losing streaks, winning streaks, the impact of position sizing and risk levels, and so on and so forth. So backtesting will force you to explore those key metrics in trading. And some traders may even discover their passion and love for Excel, because Excel is actually quite a cool tool if you get into it. And I've seen a lot of traders, when they're doing their backtesting, having to expand on their knowledge of Excel to really make sense of that. If you're not using Edgewonk, which you should, by the way, there is a backtesting feature in there, but if you don't, maybe you're going to find a new passion for Excel, which can also help you in many other areas of your life. So as you can see, there are so many reasons why you absolutely have to start backtesting today. And I really would recommend it. It's a great skill. Whenever I do the backtesting sessions with my mentees, they are really seeing a lot of benefits, a lot of advantages, and they're really enjoying it. And then they continue to do it in their own free time. And very often they come back with great findings and really enjoying the process.